use the same design principles for a lot of other applications as well. So I think you can start, and while on the way, I think people will figure out how do we do that. So I think this is the header. I think that we are kind of adding. I presume this header is a responsive header, Ganesha, right? Okay, perfect. Sure. So I think this is the menu, and what you did there was on the web, this will be a sticky menu. On the mobile, this will not be a sticky menu, right? So Ganesha, before you go ahead, can you just go to screens? Let's see the menu as well. Once, just go to screens. Yeah. So here you have a menu as a different screen, and it's the type of that screen is menu, and you've put in a control which is menu, right? On that. Okay. And can you click on that control inside which you have dropped on the screen? So this is a typical, grid kind of a layout that people who are people who know how kind of CSS concepts work. So HTML and CSS, I think they would kind of understand what is this layout and column grid kind of a structure as well. Yeah, Ganesha, you can continue.
Yeah, Devesh.
Yeah. So this is majorly to make it responsive across different screen sizes. So as I understand, this is a custom control created in a designer that we have, designer component. I think we'll see that, Ganesha, we'll see that once we finish doing this. So you can continue creating. So as I think we are able to understand that we have a different column kind of a structure, and the reason to doing that is because we want to create a completely responsive UI. So on the mobile, it becomes a single column, and on so Ganesha, can you go to properties again and show how on a mobile you've set it up as single column and uh, okay. So on the phone, use this becomes 12. On landscape, it becomes 3, and tablet and desktop, it becomes 7 and 8. Okay. So this would be the label, and we can also do font properties on that label as well, as you might see. Perfect. Perfect. So Ganeshan, right now, which part of the UI are you making? Can you show it on the UI? Perfect. Okay. Okay. And this would also be responsive, I suppose, right? On the mobile and web.
Yes, this is
Okay.
also responsive.
Okay. 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 So right now, I think what the session that we are kind of seeing is purely on the experience design side of things. Of course, there is a lot more where every piece that you see here, there is a way to bind data on it. There is a way you can click and do some actions, advanced actions, call APIs, get things from a database, show it there, and so on and so forth. But so that's not the agenda of kind of this thing, uh, this session. I think we'll be focusing more purely on the design aspects of any tool that you are kind of building. How do you aesthetically design it in a way in which not only is it responsive, but also you can show it in a very fluid kind of a format as well. So Ganesha, if you are getting any questions from the people, let me know. I mean, after whatever you are doing right now, we can maybe take a small break, and we can answer questions as well.
Sure,
So once you are done with this piece.
sure.
So, Ganesha, what you're setting up is these are all kind of CSS properties visually available for people to set up, right?
Right. So this is CSS property like padding,
Right,
margin.
right. So, Ganesha, while you are doing this, if you can, while you are changing the names, if you can also share with me the questions that people have asked, maybe I can take up a few of them as well.
Okay. So we can change also color like this.
Okay.
Uh,
So, Ganesha, while you're doing that, can you share some questions? I think we don't have much time, so if you have received any,
uh,
I think there will be a place where you'll be able to see questions.
yeah.
Just go to more. Yeah. No, just go to chat. Chat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't think we have much questions as of now. Perfect. You can continue, Ganesha.
Yeah. So I just refreshing it. Oh,
Perfect. Perfect. So this is completely responsive. And right now, what you're doing is you're basically changing the
yes, it's okay.
fonts.
Like
Okay.
font style. Now,
So Ganesh, now I think what we should also check is, these controls that you dropped, right? You've created them on the designer. Uh, we have, right? So if you can just maybe uh, give us a brief about, show us a little bit about how did you create it on the designer.
right.
So this is the place where
So
we basically create a reusable control, guys. So all that you see in the controls tab on the left, right, there are things which are provided out of the box on the platform. But in case you want to create a specific control which looks very different, very custom, and so on and so forth, then you can basically go to the designer tab that we have, and you can build your own control as well. And that's also extremely similar to this, where you can drag drop and you can build. So Ganesha, if you can just show on the designer, uh, maybe people will be able to understand how it kind of works on the designer as well.
I have made three controls from here. Uh,
Okay,
this is the
sure. So I think here,
control.
just show the
Yeah,
tab. Yeah, just show the controls that you can drag drop on here.
right.
I think in that,
So
yeah.
uh,
So
those two
using,
controls,
yeah,
like I brought this.
using layouts and control, using layouts, texts, and everything, you can do it. And Ganesha, can you also show at each place, what is the kind of CSS properties that are available here? Okay.
Like
And this is
I
a full
can
suite of CSS properties that you can visually edit out here. Okay. So can you just click on that 228 and probably show us, how did you do that? What kind of properties did you set there?
so
So just the border, the icon, the color you've set, typography you've kind
I
of
have background
done.
color. Yeah, font color.
Got
Then
it.
I font size.
Got it.
So the
Got it.
green
And so whatever is
level,
in green has been modified by you.
yeah, the green
Okay.
level applied for
Got it.
applied this
Got it.
right?
And can you also show how this works on the responsive? I mean, you have some icons on top, right? So if you can
Yeah,
maybe show how did you do responsive there as well.
yeah. So in this control, I have applied initials. Okay, so this is
Okay.
flex. So uh,
Okay.
one
So you've
after
done a
this.
flex box and you've
Yes.
done the columns.
Then I
Okay.
go to tablet. Then I convert to again block.
Got it.
So I switch this block.
Got it. Got it, Danisha. And when you save this, can you also go back to the studio, UI builder, and show, where do you see that control as well once you save this?
So I just show and publish. I can publish.
Okay.
Then when publish, I go from here. Just I search from this
Got it.
control name.
Got it.
So,
Just do a refresh. Yeah.
just one.
Okay. So, guys, if in case you have any questions, I think we have 5 odd minutes more. You can drop those questions, and we can take those questions as well. Uh,
So continue. So
okay. I think your screen is yet to be loaded completely.
Yeah,
Maybe some memory issues, but yeah.
yeah. Now done.
So can you preview this Ganesha also, and you can show?
Just one second.
Okay,
So I have to have this data.
got it. So I think, yeah, this data you can bind at runtime as well.
Yes.
And
So I can bind from here.
so
Left.
the menu that you see on the left, Ganesha, the menu that you see, can you also increase the width of that menu if I want to increase the width of that menu? Or
So I go to menu screen and
okay,
then I can change from either I can change as a percentage like 30%.
got it,
So it will show here 30. Okay, right.
got it. Or you can give it in pure pixels as well.
Yeah. After 16 pixels, uh, I do it to 60 pixels.
Perfect,
And it's
perfect.
also the positions left and right.
Right, right. Perfect. So I think that's good enough. Guys, if you have any questions, feel free to drop on the chat and we can take them up. So, D. Shankar, no, I don't think you missed much. I think, guys, you would also see a kind of a small, poll window that you have. So it would be great if you can answer those few questions as well.
This is Jason and I
Right, right.
came
So I think
here.
this data can come also from a database. It can also come from an API. It can,
Yeah,
so it's basically about getting your data from wherever your source is. You don't need to recreate your own database anywhere else, and you
yeah.
can just bind it, connect your data, and you can get it. You can also preview and show it, Ganesha. You can also preview it and show. Just do a
Yeah.
preview so user people would know the way you would see that data as well in the table grid.
So I can
So I think that's good enough.
okay.
Perfect, Ganesh. I think that's That's good enough. Thank you guys for joining in. Let's check one more time if there are any questions. If there are, we can take them quickly. Uh, Otherwise, we can. I think it's top of the hour.